Good. As we see it, it is a global phenomenon. Most of what is happening in terms of terrorism that we call insecurity and the banditry is a global phenomenon. In most cases, it is not what we want. It is not what we invite. But most of the things that are happening all over the world are foreign induced. Agreed. If it's foreign induced or not, we are managing it as is. But another thing that is gaining traffic now is the element of what Trump is saying, that Christians are being persecuted. Not just persecuted alone, that genocide of Christians. We are not, that statement is pure fallacy. Because our president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, says he is an advocate of free religion. The man is not just saying it, he is walking the talk. Our president is a Muslim, his wife is a Christian. Which better way can you put it? And the situation we have on ground, when we think in terms of the Middle Belt, where there is a lot of all these killings, I am not a morbid person, so I don't count numbers. Be they Christians, be they Muslims, I don't count numbers. But the thing is, because of that enclave, because of the external powers that do not wish us well, I'll tell you the truth, most people do not wish you well. Even your own brother, like a case of Cain and Abel. Cain killed his own sibling because he didn't wish him well. So the rest of the world might not wish us well, so they do things that are against us. We are doing the best we can when it comes to taking care of terrorism. But the funny thing is, when we are fighting terrorism, virtually everything we use in fighting terrorism we purchase from outside. The same person who is telling you you're not fighting enough is the same person who is selling you the arms to fight. It's the same person who is selling arms to the person you are fighting.
All right, Mr.
The world in
Bakari.
itself, it's not a comfortable place. My dear, please.
No, you're not answering the question, Mr. Bakari. You've given us context. You've said that terrorism is a global phenomenon, and you've also said that we've done the best that we can. But clearly, if Nigerians are dying every day, whether they're Muslim or Christian, this is the worst the insecurity has been. For instance, in 2016, it was the APC during the late President Buhari's tenure. In 2016, that's when Operation Safe Corridor was introduced, whereby it's basically the repentant terrorism program, where any terrorist who surrendered or was caught would go through a program, and some have even questioned that. This administration has not necessarily dismissed that. It's upheld Operation Safe Corridor, and some analysts are even questioning the authenticity and efficiency of that program. So whatever element you want to look at, this is the worst case of insecurity Nigeria is experiencing. That's why I've asked you how you would rate how this administration is handling that. If we're experiencing the worst case of insecurity, and you're saying we've done the best that we can, is it also fair to say that the president has failed when it comes to protecting Nigerians?
My dear Cynthia, I am not saying we've done the best we can. Fighting insecurity is work in progress on a global scale, not just here alone, on a global scale. Because they will keep coming, people will still keep recruiting them, people will still want Nigeria to be a state that is not stable. As we speak, we are moving towards a stability in our Nigerian state. And when I say stability, it's unfortunate that most Nigerians, you inclusive, we should be thinking in terms of what good are we doing that is making people envious of us. Let me cite you one instance. The last time CNN came on air and said the trade balance between Nigeria and the US is at par. I'll tell you one thing for free. Trump does not like stuff like that. You'll probably be wondering, Nigeria, we're at par with Nigeria? How come? How did that happen? Not just that alone. I am giving you instances of why some people are interested in making us uncomfortable. Lately, Dangote has put up a refinery, one of the best in the world. If he upgrades, he will become #1 in the world. As we speak, he's one of the first top 10. In other words, we are taking their economy, we are taking their business away from them. And these are situations that we need. What they were doing before is a situation of, let them bring their crude, we refine, we sell it back to them. If they are getting too comfortable, we sell ham today. We don't manufacture any hams. We buy them. Look at Africa. Look at Sudan. The RSF is being backed by UAE. For God's sake, what is UAE doing with the RSF? Giving them arms to go and fight their own people and kill their own people. The same thing is happening in Nigeria. Some people somewhere are feeding these guys with arms, with money, with logistics, with mobility to make sure they destabilize Nigeria. And why would they want to destabilize your country, my country, our country? It's because we're working towards a state where stability is there. We are working towards stability. All the avenues of loose funds from government, this administration is blocking all those leakages and loopholes. Whatever name you want to give to it. Corruption, leakages, loopholes, this administration is blocking it. And they are not happy with it. Nigerians that benefit from it are not happy. They are not happy. They want the administration to go, they want to go back to the status quo. The people out there where we steal our funds and go and keep our funds with, they are not happy. that we are making headway in terms of being self-sufficient, being a
how are we making headway in being self-sufficient? How?
My dear, if you are fighting somebody, it's going to be on a regular basis. As we speak, our funds in billions of dollars that we were using for subsidy, we canceled subsidy. There are beneficiaries of subsidy. I have tapes of Nigerian, one who is an ex-governor who said they are tired of making money from subsidy. Some people are looting our treasury, looting our commonwealth. We've stopped that.
And what do we do with what we saved from that? What was done with the money that was saved from the removal of subsidy? That's the question Nigerians are still asking.
My dear, you're a media person. Lately, you must have had, everybody knows that the funds that are being saved from the subsidy are being passed on to the subnationals. For the first time in ages, all the money they are getting is so high they cannot believe it. Most of them are going into infrastructure development. Nearly all the states are going into infrastructure development. And then we all can see it. Don't be pegged to FCT like I am, or be pegged to Lagos like you are. Go to other states too. You will see the effect of this. And if you think in terms of our money that has been floated, for God's sake, you need to listen to people that are seasoned. You need to listen to Sanusi, who is an ex-CBN man. You need to listen to Soludo, who is an ex-CBN governor. You need to listen to Konja-Iweala, who is a world-class economist.
Okay, but
at the WTO level. What did they say?
As we round up
that
with
we are making headway. It's not a soft thing. It's not an overnight thing. We are making headway, and a lot of people do not like us from making headways, both outdoors and indoors. And by God's grace, inshallah, we are going to make headway, and this administration is going to make a fantastic headway, in as much that every one of us, every Nigerian, is part of this making Nigeria great.
There are accumulation of grievances in this country, either against individuals, against institutions, against the government. Why? Because these conflicts happen and nothing is done. And then the society moves on as if everything is okay. So it's really going to be a very, very big problem. How do we overcome that? At the Kuka Center, we try to provide community engagement. And one of the things that is missing, really, is just like what happened in Gachacha, Rwanda, the Gachacha project, where simply people come and sit down and tell the truth and unburden what has been in their mind. Just bring out all the poison that has been accumulated over the years and tell their own stories. I will give an example. Myself and Bishop Kuka, when we started this program, we were in Maiduguri just to speak to victims. And one of the women said, even if you bring back my son who is a member of Boko Haram, I won't forgive him because he killed his father and his own brothers in my presence for not believing in his own brand of Islam. And a lot of families are living with these stories, but they don't have the platform.
There's no outlet.
There's no outlet to even share really what is happening. And I think for us, it's a very, very serious problem. If you look at people, these institutions like NIM Foundation, run by Akilu, Dr. Akilu, these are the sort of interventions that they are offering. So beyond relief materials, beyond physical rebuilding of houses, the mental recovery of the person is much more important. And I think that we can only do our best, but the government really has to step up too.
And as you said, beyond Owo and some of the other places that you mentioned, there are numerous other attacks that don't even make the headlines.
Absolutely.
In other places in Nigeria, in churches and so on, in recent years. But when President Trump talks about an existential threat to Nigeria's Christian population, how do you respond to that?
Technically, we don't want to lay too much emphasis on the technical definition of genocide. I think the most important thing is that lives have been lost. And let us deal with what Trump has not said, rather than what he has said. Trump didn't say Christians are killing Muslims or Muslims are killing Christians. Trump did not say he is coming to fight Muslims in Nigeria. We believe that the jihadists and the terrorists are killing both Christians and Muslims. And so if the intention of the Trump government is to come into this country to take out the terrorists, I think all of us as citizens will eventually, benefit actually from that.
Because the fact is that the government isn't succeeding in doing it.
For 15 years, government after government, nothing has been done. And I think people are tired of the conflict. Sometimes I go to my local church here for mass every Sunday. I have to carry with me bags, of food items because the church is filled with people who probably are IDPs that run away from this conflict, and you cannot preach in the name of Jesus and then walk away, leaving them in the same hunger and the same social condition. And I think that it's really very serious and people are really tired. I am happy. Really, I was mentioning to Bishop Kuka and he told me, what? This period for Nigeria is a God-given period. It's a period for us to have the most difficult conversations that we have always avoided in the history of this country. So, for example, should Nigeria have two sets of law? the Constitution and the Sharia. Why can't we have one and all of us comply with that?
Especially when this country claims to be a secular.
Absolutely. So it's an important period. It's like we are all having a virtual conversation across the country. In the market, online, offline, people are really talking about this issue. And the risk we run is actually that this period may just come and pass as a very normal thing, and no strategic decision is taken as to how we can come out of the wood. So it's important we have this very difficult conversation.
Well, in a related development, Professor of International Relations Sadiq Abba at the University of Abuja accused Donald Trump's threats as being a vendetta against President Bola Tinubu for allegedly supporting the Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris in the last U.S. election. Well, this is what he had to say.
What the Americans are looking for in this country are something greater, their own interests. Yeah. What are those interests by your own assessment?
Three things. Number one, to stop Tinubu from becoming president in 2027.
Really?
Yes. Because Tinubu...
Are you sure on that?
I can swear with my Quran. Because Tinubu was among the people that contributed money to give to Kamala Harris for her campaign. And Trump has vengeance. He will never forgive that. Look, what Trump is coming to Nigeria to do is not about Nigerian Christians or Nigerian Muslims. It's not about Northerners or Southerners. It's why did Tinubu, through France, mobilize? He's not alone. There are a lot of international presidents, including Macron, that mobilized money for Kamala Harris because they knew if Trump became American president, there's going to be a problem for the whole world. That's the first reason. Trump is getting back at Tinubu. And look, because Tinubu is quiet, meek, gentle, and humble. If you put your fingers into his mouth, he's not biting you. Doesn't mean that he can come and roughshod over Tinubu. Tinubu can fight back.
Let me.
That's number one.
All right, well, all manner of narratives are emerging. Meanwhile, Minister of FCT Nyesom Wike has also chimed in, stating that the strategy of fueling negative publicity towards the government of the day has been in use since the Goodluck Jonathan presidency.
That's what I say. Is politics taking too far? The point is that I will not tell everybody. In 2015, under Jonathan, people capitalized on these kind of things to take over power. It happened. Is it that are you suggesting that opposition is fueling this? It is very obvious, and I have said this. Now, the problem we have today is that by Mr. President's own nature of politics, you can see the collapse of the opposition. People will blame you for it. Well, I don't know how anybody will blame you.
We'll get there. Because you have been referred to as one of the caretakers of the death
Undertaker. I will reply to that when he comes. You know me very well, Shehu. Now, the point I'm making is that it will be difficult for anybody. There's so many undercurrents going on. The opposition today has seen that, look. The way it is, no party is ready, no party is prepared to challenge the president return to power. Now what do? Should we allow him to just go in like that without challenges? We must do something.
Well, one thing is certain, everybody is entitled to their own opinion and their own analysis of the situation. Dr. Abasi, I'll come to you. So many narratives are emerging out of this, and understandably so.
Well, it's to be expected. There will always be conspiracy theories. There are those who have said, President Tinubu supported Kamala Harris. But I have not seen any concrete evidence. What I've seen is just conspiracy theory in that regard. But there are persons who say that part of the problem is that Nigeria is too close to China. That China, is doing all the mining contracts in Nigeria, and, we're not supposed to support China or relate with China in the multipolar world. There are people who say that Nigeria's position with the third-party dumping of rejected immigrants in the United States is part of the problem. And Nigeria was very clear that we have enough problems here. We don't want to be a dumping ground for Trump's policy of dumping people on other countries. Sudan may want people from the US. Ghana may be happy with rejects from the US. Sudan, which is a war zone, may be willing. Eswatini may provide a safe haven for people, but that Nigeria, we don't want to get involved. Also, Nigeria, foreign policy is about the two-state solution. And Nigeria has been saying the people of Gaza, they deserve to be treated as humanely as possible in accordance with international customary law. Now, all of those things, there is nothing that Nigeria has done that is a violation of customary international law. But the major part of it is that, look, who appoints Donald Trump as a policeman of the world? and we have made a point about sovereignty. The security chiefs have also made the point about sovereignty. But the Nigerian government is taking the right tone so far, conciliatory, that we welcome cooperation to deal with security challenges, which we acknowledge. The new security chiefs say we are trying our best. That's probably the right tone to strike, not a provocative tone that will further escalate the situation. And we should tell all the warmongers to be careful with provoking people. Yesterday I was saying Professor Bolaji Akinyemi, right early in the day, he had warned that whatever President Tinubu does as president, he should just not go and confront Donald Trump. Anyway, that's another story for another forum. And now you have Mr. Nyesom Wike, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, in an interview with Seun Okembaloye, saying that no, he's the opposition that is behind this. It's the opposition that do not want President Tinubu to go for a second term, to be in power. Okay, is he not a member of the opposition himself? I mean, to the best of my knowledge, he's still a member. He's still a member of the People's Democratic Party.
Empirical facts
it's an amphibious, neither frog nor toad kind of characterization. But the truth of the matter is that he still says he's a member of the PDP supporting President Tinubu.
Respect. So easy for Wike to say opposition. When the same APC opposition went to report Jonathan's government in America, they forgot then that this was what was happening.
No, it is in
the things not happening on ground.
No. What he said is that this was how the same opposition tried to sabotage the Jonathan presidency. And I wrote my conclusion in my piece in This Day Today that he's the God of Jonathan.
I said
that is
him.
Bringing about an MSC situation.
Yes.
Kama, they say, is a beach, but Kama, can be very interesting and can be very instructive. And that is why politicians should learn their lessons. That when you say you are playing politics today, you are like today, maybe your adversary tomorrow. And that's why you must lead with a proper sense of balance and a sense of history.
All right, so here's what you should expect. I mean, the good part of what is happening between Donald Trump and the Nigerian government, the US government and Nigerian government. Here's what you should expect. Very, very soon. The observer, kidnapping for Nigeria will reduce. All those Boko Haram attack, Bello Truji attack, and all those things that happen for the North, Benue, Jos, everywhere, it will reduce. The politicians where they don't have for Nigeria, where they get heavy hand, they will call all their boys to order and tell them to lay low first until the smoke blows out. That is what you should expect now. Then nobody, all those Kogi road kidnapping, and it could reduce. Is it possible to say you not even hear again? It's very possible that you might not even hear again. You not even hear say they kidnap anybody. Their guys go don't call them. People who give them guns go don't call them. The people where they inside police, the people where they inside army, the people where they inside DSS and NSA, where they give them information, coordinates and all. Everybody go calm down. Because of this whole thing where they happen between Donald Trump. Because all of them they fear. Maybe they don't go trace anything, come meet them. And which is the good part of all of this now. Because usually, I swear to God, by this kind of time, now in the team they hot. They will carry some people enter bush, they will expect large payments so that December they go flex and flex their family. That's number one. Number two, there's this tradition where they get that kind 27, because 2024, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, they attack Boko's community for Plateau State back to back. Finish them. I go Boko's that time. They do one. In short, my popular picture where children there around me, now the children of the people where they buy for Boko's be that. I go see and first and I look at the thing where they happen there. Do you understand? They burn some people inside their motor, mother and daughter, all of them, videos everywhere scatter. Everywhere scatter. So usually they go do all those things. So but you see this thing where they happen now, it go reduce some. All of them go into hiding first. Everybody now go buy blue. So that's the good part of all of this. The bad part is that I don't know what Donald Trump wants. I am 100% sure the America cannot help you for free. Whatever thing they want, okay. But the good part of this now, I don't tell you now. There are a lot of things that cause terrorism in Nigeria, a lot. And this is the point I'm trying to make. Let me just make one point. Everybody that is doing analysis on social media are correct. There's nobody that is lying. The people that say Donald Trump wants to get something for Nigeria, I swear they are telling the truth. The people that are saying Donald Trump wants to come and help Christians, they are also telling the truth. The people that are saying that the natural resources, they are also everybody where they talk about Nigeria this period, everybody have truth in whatever. I don't listen to a lot of analysis. There are some states that there are some attacks that is being funded by religion in Nigeria. That's the motive behind it is religious motive. There are some that those terrorists attack in the north. It is because they discovered maybe gold and they want to start mining gold in those communities because they don't want to give any part of it, not just gold. It can be tin ore, it can be a lot of, it can be tin, it can be a lot of, it can be diamond, it can be anything. Because they don't want to give what is due to the community people, they will use terrorism to pursue them. That one too is there. There's land grabbing. That one too is there. There's ethnic cleansing. That one too is there. A lot. There's no one that you say this one is not happening. It's happening. But all of them is marked under terrorism. Do you understand? Now, there's another set. There's the set of Fulani herdsmen attack. That one again, now another set again. Where we say they used to the max. That one self day. Then there's Fulani kidnapping. I'm just telling you what they are maxing. All these ones they, all these things they go on. Where they put. Do you understand? Then there are some people that because of the trend, because of Fulani herdsmen don't blow, them now when they do state kidnapping, they hide them under Fulani herdsmen Fulani kidnappers. Do you understand? Because some of those kidnapping when you see, where they'll say na Fulani they kidnap, some of them now those state people, now then they do collaboration with those Fulani to do the kidnapping, then they will share profit. A lot of atrocities is being committed in Nigeria. So a lot of things, anybody that think, this is the reason, all the reasons are the reasons. Do you understand? They are just hiding under a lot of, everybody does they do their thing in terms of insecurity in Nigeria. There are a lot of groups. In short, there are some groups that are masking under Boko Haram that nobody knows. It's like another set. Bro, there are plenty. Different politicians with different group. Idei. Then, they are now the Nigerian Army Group. That one another set again. There's a Nigerian Army Group. That one day. There's the Nigerian Police Group. There's the NSA Group. There's the DSS Group. All these groups today. The corrupt officers of all these groups. Where they also get their own, where they go do their own atrocities to get their own money. Bro, it plenty. But this period, they go lie low. Because nobody wants make one small intelligence catch them. Because now they don't believe, say, something they fly for air. American government they watch. So everybody go calm down. All those things go reduce now. Just they observe. You go see how. They observe. Anyways, make with the observe. And I hope you continue. Make everybody calm down. And that one be our prayer. Peace and love. Don't play.
Thank you very much. When we talk about maybe those that should represent us globally, I think this is the time for us to look for seasoned diplomats. So that, some of these issues, apart from what you see on paper, there should be a backdoor channel, or what I may call a quiet diplomacy. Trump has issued his threats. That does not mean that things are not happening. I believe that Nigerian government, that we already engaging our American counterparts. So when we talk about, I should give you the background. It's obvious that, insecurity quagmire has bedeviled Nigeria. And we don't have to point an accusing finger to this present government. We have to understand that this is a perennial problem. You understand? Successive government, they equally met these precarious situations and they left it unsolved. It's unfortunate that this present government is now bearing the brunt of the insecurity. Boko Haram has lasted more than 15 years in Nigeria. Yes. And various successive government has not been able, to nip the crisis. Now this government has come. We've seen the government trying. You understand? We are not saying that people are not dying. People are dying quite okay. But then Americans stamping their foot on the ground will not be a solution to this crisis. We can see examples from Libya. When the doctrine, responsibility to protect was enacted, they went into Libya to safeguard, civilians. Today, what happened to Libya? And the other cases like that. So I think it is time for Nigeria to come together, form a synergy, and they look for solution to this perennial problem and solve it once and for all. And then America, they have the intel. If they want to help Nigeria, they know the sponsors of these terrorist activities. You understand? They can start arresting them, freezing their property abroad. And from there, at least some other things can start to happen.
China's decision to back Nigeria against former U.S. President Donald Trump's alleged military threat over the so-called Christian genocide has reshaped the global conversation surrounding Nigeria's internal security and religious tensions. Beijing's foreign ministry reportedly reiterated its firm stance on sovereignty, non-interference, and mutual respect, stating that no country has the right to threaten another under the guise of humanitarian intervention. China emphasized that Nigeria, as Africa's largest democracy, should be supported, not intimidated, in resolving its internal challenges. This aligns with Beijing's traditional foreign policy model, which prioritizes bilateral cooperation, peace diplomacy, and development aid over sanctions or military coercion. In response, Nigeria's House of Representatives strongly condemned Trump's remarks, labeling them reckless and disrespectful to Nigeria's sovereignty. Lawmakers asserted that while violence against any religious group is unacceptable, the situation in Nigeria is more complex than portrayed, involving terrorism, banditry, and communal conflicts that cut across ethnic and religious lines. The House urged the international community to base its actions on verified facts and constructive partnership rather than alarmist narratives. Across the country, public reactions have been mixed. Some Nigerians, particularly in affected communities, appreciate the attention the issue is drawing, hoping it will pressure the government to enhance protection for vulnerable groups. Others, however, warn that labeling the crisis as genocide without conclusive evidence could worsen tensions, invite foreign interference, and undermine national unity. Human rights observers have also weighed in, urging restraint on all sides. They call for independent investigations into the attacks and data-driven reporting to separate religiously motivated killings from broader criminal and insurgent violence. Analysts further suggest that the controversy reveals the deep intersection of politics, religion, and global influence in Nigeria's security discourse. In essence, China's support and the Nigerian legislature's firm response highlight a shared message. The path to peace must be guided by diplomacy, not threats. By cooperation, not coercion. The focus now should be on verifiable facts, justice for victims, and international collaboration aimed at ending violence and fostering genuine reconciliation among Nigeria's diverse communities.